I'm going to pull up my notes, and hopefully I don't take too much of your time. I'm Derion Schieber. It's weird to say I own the Farmhouse Kids Co., but I do. And but I know some of you in this room, and some of you are new faces, so I'm just really glad you're here. I love talking about this journey, and I'm very authentic when I talk about how this got started or where I came from. But and I think it's important to talk about my background, right? Where did I come from? How did this come about? Who am I, right? Who am I? Some of you might know the Schieber last name, some of you might not. But I'm originally from Dallas, Texas, so you can only imagine a big city girl coming to a really small town. That's already like a big culture shock. But not only that, but then I married a farmer. So a completely different world that I've learned every day. So a little bit about me. I played soccer at NOC Tonkawa, so that kind of brought me up in this area. And then I attended Oklahoma State University, where I got a business management degree. And during that time, business sustainability was some of the classes that they had talked about and wanted me to take. And so I started really diving into the business sustainability part. And what is that? That's really companies investing in the community, right? As a company, you have the obligation or the responsibility to give back to the community. And that really struck me. And so throughout my college career, that was something I was looking for, working for a company that would give back, right? Have a sole purpose of what they were doing. And so I had a couple internships. One thing that was big for me was getting internships, right? Getting out there, getting that real world experience. So I worked for a pharmaceutical company, and then I worked out in Tulsa at Direct Energy for a little bit. And at Direct Energy, that's where I really kind of imploded. So I did a lot of project management, making things faster, better, but also a project that led to giving back to the community. So we had a lot of unclaimed funds, and we were able to donate that to neighbor. So, I always have had this passion to give back, right? So then I married my husband. My husband came along in all of this, going to Oklahoma State, married him. Then I worked at Direct Energy. So I was commuting to Tulsa for about a year and a half when I moved here to Ponca City. So you can imagine that commute, not very fun. I did that for a year and a half and was like, okay, I can't do that. Time out, I can't do that. So then Oklahoma State University had some jobs opening up, and of course, go Pokes, I loved going back to Stillwater. So I was like, I'm gonna go back. So then I took on the role as an admissions counselor. And really what that is, working with seniors to get them to OSU. And that job really allowed me to, one, present. I did presentations all the time. But two, really talk with families, educate them, really make a difference in this area, because I was also working with K County and all of northern Oklahoma kids. So that's kind of what led me in my little bit of background. And I really just found a passion for educating these families and these students on the college process. That was something that was super passionate. I'm also very outgoing. I'm really a social butterfly. I love networking, and that job allowed me to do that. So fast forward a little bit. So right when I shifted jobs to Oklahoma State, I found out I was pregnant. So I took a huge pay cut, and I was like, okay, pregnant, lost some good benefits, went to OSU, had Ava Grace during a global pandemic, COVID, okay? We all know we lived through that. That was a tremendous time. But during that time, I was working, and then I had Ava, and I was still, Stillwater is still 45 minutes. It's still a commute. And my mission was really to be involved in Ponca, but I couldn't do that working outside of town. It was impossible. I was working 9+ hours. I couldn't be involved as much as I wanted to. So I knew that wasn't going to work. Postpartum hit. I suffered a lot from postpartum anxiety and depression. I really lost myself. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know who I was without being a mom, and I think a lot of women in this room might have dealt with that too. But I wanted a career, but I also wanted to be a mom, and how do I balance that? So, February of last year, I started seeking counseling. I started to get involved with this community. I got involved with Ponca City Main Street, the OSU alumni chapter here in Ponca, and also started networking in different ways, right? Getting involved in this community, what makes it tick, finding those connections, building those relationships, right? That would soon help me where I am today, which I would never imagine. But I started very small. So then, I got involved with Ponca City Main Street and really fell in love with the idea of helping this downtown revitalize, right? Making grand the central area. People come down and shop. People eat breakfast down at Provisions, swing by at your shop, tell you about their day. Like, that's what I wanted, right? That is what I wanted. So, with all of that, confidence building, working at OSU, that gave me the confidence to kind of reach out and network. I've always had a very entrepreneurial spirit. Every year I have this new business idea. I think I did doggy daycare as one, because there's not any doggy daycare. There's about to be one, though, at Pioneer. But doggy daycare, ice cream shop, juice shop, you name it, I have thought of it. I went through the whole business plans, told my husband, let's do it, and then I would just back out. It wasn't the right time. I would say it wasn't the right time, okay? It wasn't the right time. Well, then, fast forward June, I found out I was pregnant again with my second. And I was like, okay, I gotta change. I cannot work at OSU anymore. This isn't gonna work. I was like, Jared, now with my husband, I was like, now is the time. If I wanna open up something, now is the time. Prairie Rose is closed down due to COVID, so there was no kids, there was no baby boutique, there wasn't an area to shop. There just wasn't. You have Walmart and you have Marshalls. And even at that, those aren't good quality products, right? My mission was to provide Ponca City with good quality baby products that they could shop at. In a little small niche boutique, right? Getting that experience, coming in, shopping for their grandchild, like that's fun, right? That's fun for them. So I knew that this was a niche, but I didn't know if it was a big niche, right? I knew that I couldn't shop anywhere for my little girl and soon to be second baby. Where is everyone else going? There has to be going somewhere, right? Well, with COVID, I'm sure they shopped a lot online, but now I'm like, I know people like going in, and shopping. So with my second, I was like, all right, so here comes June. Lisa, my good friend over here, I was like, I got to do this. I got to open this boutique. I got to do it. She's like, do it. And of course, it's scary. It is so darn scary. Because I also was like, I know nothing about it. How do you even start up? How do you get a loan? There's tons of things that go into it, right? Here I am, 26 years old, no idea. So I just start asking, start doing. So the first thing was creating a business plan, right? And I really had to get my husband on board. He was the one that the stakeholder that I really had to push along, because he doesn't know about the baby products. He doesn't know what profit margin or anything like that, what market there is. So once I gave a huge Excel spreadsheet, I got it all pretty, showed all that, he was like, okay, I think this can work. Then I talked to some of my friends, talked to a lot of people in Ponca, and just was like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Kind of threw out that bug, and they're like, no, you should. So after that take, I was like, okay. So created a business plan, and then, of course, Lisa. It's all about who you know. It really is. It really is all about who you know, making those connections. Finding a location. It was really hard, and I've had this conversation with lots of people down on Ponca City Main Street, but finding a location is hard downtown, and that's where I wanted to be. I knew I wanted to be down there because that was the heart of downtown. I want that area to be a shopping area that people can come in. On Black Friday, for instance, was perfect. They would come to each shop and shop. Like, that's what I want. And so I did. And so, I found that location right on the corner spot. Of course, it was small at first, needed renovations, things like that, but we talked through that. We got it. And it was time to sign a lease. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can sign a lease, right? Like, my dream was actually becoming a reality. I had nothing else planned, right? It was just signing the lease was the first step. And man, that was difficult. That was hard. 'Cause I'm like, this is real. So anyway, I signed it, okay? Then I did all the fun stuff, filing the paperwork, the LLC, getting a loan. That was the hardest thing, right? Getting someone to believe in your vision, right? Like, I can express all of my passion. I can express this is going to work. But having someone else believe in you, that's the hard part. Like, that is the part that you have to get people to invest in. So, again, it's all about who you know. Found someone in Stillwater. I presented him. I showed him everything, my business plan, all of that. He's like, let's do it. I was like, let's do it. Me. You're going to give me a chance. So he gave me a chance, so then it was done after that. And then from then on, I'm not perfect. I am learning every day. Learning constantly about ordering products, vendors. I have no experience in merchandising, no experience in design, but what I do know is I've had children, and I will continue to have children probably, and I know what products I like and I like to invest in. So those are the products that I buy in. That's my brand, which leads me to, I'll kind of skip forward, my brand. So not only am I the Farmhouse Kids Co., but I'm not just some boutique, right? There's a mission behind what I'm doing. There's a mission behind the brands that I'm carrying. I'm not just carrying brands just because they look nice. A lot of the brands I carry are, one, sustainable. So whether that's non-GMO, organic, whatever that may be, clean products, that's something that I'm passionate about. Those are the products that I carry because I believe in that, right? And it's hard when when you're creating a business and creating a boutique, you wanna satisfy those customers. And so those customers are the overall goal too. But for me, this business is about my mission to the community, not just providing a service or a product, but what is my mission, what's my brand? And I've had to stay true to that. And so, a lot of the other brands I carry are small businesses as well. Immigrant Shop is based out of Dallas. The lotion and body that I carry is based out of Dallas. Fair, which I don't know if some of you are familiar with, but Fair is like the Amazon for wholesalers. And so you have a lot of small businesses on Fair that you can partner up with. So all the bows I carry or some of the apparel I carry are from either female entrepreneurs or small businesses themselves. And so, yes, I have some bigger brands in there that are more commercialized, I guess you could say. But my goal is to partner up with other small businesses as well, and other female leaders, female entrepreneurs, things like that. All of these, like I said, all of these listed are small businesses themselves. And I think that's what's cool. And hopefully I can get the buy-in of the community to just see, hey, you're just not buying a product made over in China. You're buying a product from a mom that works 40 hours plus and then has a side gig too. That's the products that I want to carry in my store. And a couple other things too that I'm really passionate about for this boutique is carrying products that you have to drive an hour and a half away to go get. Right now, Ponca City, I always talk about this, but Ponca City is a very unique market. We are an hour and a half from Tulsa, hour and a half from OKC, an hour and a half from Wichita. We have a great, great town where we can utilize. So my Duna stroller is one big brand. It's a very high-end brand, but it's such a unique brand in itself because it's a two-in-one. It's a stroller and a car seat. I can tell you all about it later. But they're very picky on who they sell to, right? But that was a dream of mine to get in my store, and I didn't think it could happen. I reached out after a couple calls, a couple emails. They're like, yeah, we're going to give you a chance. Ponca City, barely anyone in Oklahoma has it. There's only one other boutique, and that's an Altus that sells this product, and it's here in K County. That's pretty darn cool. And so for me, it's providing access to these products, right? Giving these moms in surrounding areas access, because at the end of the day, I think a fundamental right is access, right? I don't know. That's something I believe in, is just because I'm in a small town, I should have access to these products in person, right? See them in person, utilize them. Okay. And then the end. So this is me, and this is little Ava Grace. And then this is my shop. But, a lot of things that came about, I'm learning every day. I come to Lisa all the time with questions. I'm not perfect by any means. I'm just a girl that chased her dream, really. It sounds cliche, but there is no right time to start a business. I'm on my second, about due in February. So you would think this isn't the right time to launch a business, but no, it's the right time. It is the right time to do it. If you don't do it now, you're not going to do it, and just take that leap of faith and take a chance. So that is the Farmhouse Kids Co., a little wrapped up in a shell. Do I have questions? Don't be shy. Yes. So a struggle of mine, and Lisa knows this, was whether to launch an online platform, because my mission was to provide Ponca City and surrounding areas access to these products, and I didn't want people from Dallas, people from wherever selling me out of these products, because I want brick and mortar, that's what I wanted. But after discussions, I was like, I'm going to do the online thing. So I launched it on Monday. And I'm pretty excited for it. Because the baby industry in general, there's not a lot of places that sell good baby products that you can find, like a one-stop shop, I mean. So usually the online presence is really good anyway, because people from Bartlesville or people from Enid or maybe Derby or Winfield, Arkansas, they can come and shop at my store or order online. So I did launch that on Monday. That was a whole learning curve, the online learning how to.
You did. If anybody knows me in here, I'm a shoe person. So my favorite shoe store in Oklahoma, Edmond, went down because they didn't have an online presence.
Yeah.
Metro Shoes closed.
Yeah.
It closed. And I was traumatized.
Yeah.
I still am.
Well, and I think COVID gave that really big perspective. I mean, you just don't know what's going to happen to your market. You don't know what's going to happen. And so being able to transition quickly and transition into an online platform, giving your customers just another way to shop. And sometimes like me, I'm a busy mom. I mean, I can't go shop. Well, now I work whenever all the other shops are open, so I can't just go shop. So now I can shop online, even if I go pick it up later on the weekend. It just gives your customers another way to shop for you. It really does. Yeah.
How did you come up with the name?
So the name, I guess I didn't even talk about that. So my husband's a farmer. Our whole, household is revolved around the farm, right? And it's taken me a lot of patience and a lot of time to realize that. But my husband will work late hours. I mean, he really works hard. And I think the whole farming thing is a whole dynamic. And so it's part of our household, part of our culture. And I think it only was inevitable that I included it in my boutique. And so that's with the Farmhouse Kids Co. because we are a farmhouse, ourselves. And so that's what came up with the brand. And the logo was so hard. My media did it. Shout out to my media. But they did my logo. And when you're trying to figure out your logo, I mean, I have no design. I'm not artistic at all. It was really hard, but I knew I'm very simple and I just like the simple look. That's a lot of my brand. I'm just black and white. I mean, that's just very traditional. So it can kind of change. I thought about doing color and then, colors go in and out. So black and white, very, very very similar, very, stagnant. And so, and then the barn, of course, you have to include the barn. And then the wheat, wheat is something we grow, we farm. And so that was something important to us. Wheat harvest is a really busy time usually every year. But so yeah, that's the Farmhouse Kids Co. That's what my brand and how my name came about. Yeah.
I can guarantee you're going to be successful because you're passionate.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. Being passionate about what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And that really comes through with you.
Yeah.
It's
Good. I'm glad. And sometimes I can be a little bit too passionate. Sometimes I'm like, I just want to do everything. Especially with this business, you want to be everything for everyone, right? There's also a gap, don't steal my ideas, but an older kid gap, right? From 7 to 10, usually that clothing. There's a huge gap right now for that. And I'm like, my store is just too small. And, I want to do that. But at the same time, you have to stay very true to who you are and your passion. Because if you don't, then it's not going to succeed. So, back to your passion of this is what I'm passionate about. And these are the brands and the products and the things I want to carry because I'm passionate about that. And, hopefully customers take to that too. But I love what I do. I pinch myself literally every day that I get to do this and be a part of Ponca City. Because I think, like I said, we're in a very unique market. I was worried because I'm very outgoing and very personable and love building relationships that owning a boutique, I would be bored or I wouldn't be able to make those connections. Oh, no. You got the grandma that comes in, tells you about their whole day. I've learned so much about Ponca City in the month and a half that I have been open than I have being here for 3 years. They just tell you about everything. You meet important people. I mean, it's so cool. It really is cool. Any other? Yeah.
I have a question. I just want to say thank you for bringing your business to our downtown because it definitely is something that's needed down there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just your presence there and also your passion, you get that spurred in the minds
Yeah.
of others as well. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Yeah, and I'm trying. There's a lot of entrepreneurs out there in Ponca City that have approached me, and I'm like, come downtown. come downtown. But yeah, and I hope one day we can really make it poppin'. But there are people here, and it's just it starts small, right, and leads big. But I'm really glad to be a part of it, and I'm glad I've made like I said, if it wasn't for Elisa, I don't know if I would be here. So big shout out to her because she has helped navigate me and building those mentorships. But it's constantly networking. I think that's what's cool too. Is I just met another person that owns a boutique in Norman, and me and her connected, and I'm picking her brain. It's all about picking, and don't be afraid to ask. Like, pick people's brains, do it. Don't feel scared. Just do it. They love to give advice. Shoot, I'll give advice all day long. I'll tell you my secrets. Maybe it's not a good thing, but I will, because I had another person reach out to me over in, I don't know where it was, Woodward, and she was like, how do you even get started? And I'm like, let's have coffee. Let's just chat it out. So it's also having people like that will help you get along the way. And that's what's led me here to doing this. Any other? Yeah. Oh, I have lots.
What's the craziest product you wish people knew about in your store?
The Doona, hands down. The stroller, the car seat stroller, and I if I had my other one, I would be bringing it here. But the Doona, the car seat stroller, it's a car seat and a stroller. What's really cool about it, it's all in one. You don't need a base for it. It is a little bit higher priced, right? But it's a 2-in-1. My 18-month-old just got out of it. It is the best product for strollers on the market. Great safety, but just people here just don't know about it because Doona doesn't also do its own advertising. They're very small. Doona is a very small company too. So really with the Doona, it's all about educating customers on it. So, but when I'm out and about Walmart, I mean, you don't know how many people stop me out in Walmart or wherever I'm at. They're like, what is that? People still don't know about it. I'm like, let me just tell you. And so you show them. So I would say the Doona is the number one product that people just don't know about. And there's a huge market for it for sure.
What are some things that parents would avoid having their children exposed to by coming to buy products at your store as opposed to others?
Can you repeat that?
What are some things that, like, what's the difference between the quality of your product versus the quality of another product store as far as like with the health of our kids?
Yeah. So the question I'm sorry I'm not repeating these, I should, but what are some products that I carry that are better or, less as harmful, I guess, than others like Walmart or Marshalls or whatever. So there's certain toys that I carry, wooden toys. I guess the word is like Montessori, I think is like the word. More educational instead of going to Walmart buying a Barbie or going to Walmart and buying like a talking robot, I guess. So a lot of my toys are more educational. A lot of like my baby lotion, my baby line, less chemicals in them. So a lot of, there's this app that it's called Think Dirty. If you haven't heard of it, well, I don't know if you want to, but it's an app called Think Dirty, and it talks about all of your toxins and all of the things that are in the products you're using. Like Dove body wash, for instance, is rated 8, which is 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, 1 being the less. So, things like that, just educating yourself on the products that you're using, putting on your body, has an impact on your overall system, right? Digestive system, women, your ovaries, things like your hormones, things like that. And so a lot of the baby products I carry are very clean. They don't have a lot of those extra additives or jargon, I want to say, that could harm your baby maybe later on in life that you don't know that's impacting, not to like scare you by any means. Granted, I use perfume and things like that, but it's just being more wise in choosing the products you use. Maybe you have PCOS that deals with women, that deals with your hormones, maybe not using perfume, things like that might impact your hormones in different ways. So only impact that at a baby level. Your baby is fragile, your baby, things like that. So a lot of the lotions I carry are very clean and things like that. Good question.
What are your hours and what's your website?
Yeah. So my hours, that was another hard decision of trying to figure that all out. But my hours are Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 6 p.m., and then Saturday, 10 to 4. So I am open later on the weekdays till 6. I think most places close 5:30. Or 5. So I've been diving into the whole 6 p.m. thing, especially during the holidays, and then we'll probably revisit that in the spring. But I think especially busy moms have baby showers on the weekends, things like that. So I'm going to try it out. But I also, have kids myself and a life that I'm trying to balance. Because the whole reason, too, why I wanted to do this was to be home more with my kids and be involved in the community. And, I want to make sure that I still have those opportunities as well. Right now I'm a one-man show, so I have someone helping me here and there. But when the second baby comes, I'll definitely have her more help. But right now I'm a one-man show, so I'm balancing that still. Yeah.
And your website?
Oh, website, The Farmhouse Kids Co. I should have put that on there, rookie mistake. But thefarmhousekidsco.com. So very easy, very user-friendly. And I'll do my spiels, but I'll be having deals all of December, 12 days of deals coming up soon, starting this weekend. Christmas open house is this weekend, if you don't know. Christmas parade is on Friday. Christmas open house is on Saturday. I'll be doing a sale then, so if you haven't come in my store, now's a great time. I'll also be having Santa coming on December 11th, so if you want to get pictures with your grandkids, please do that. I'll have Santa come in and have cookies and do that, so. Good. Any other? Yeah.
Are you doing registries?
I am. So one of my main goals was for this boutique was to do the registry. So I do the registry. I have 3 moms right now, whoop, whoop, and hopefully we'll have more. But what's really cool about the registry is now since I did my online, what's unique is there's this online platform called Baby List, which is a big registry platform that they can hook up all sorts of registries from Target, Amazon. But what's cool is they can hook up my registry to their online. So that's what's really cool. So like people, if you have like me, I have family from Dallas, they can go on my baby list and see, oh, Derion is registered at the Farmhouse Kids Co. I'll shop local. So they can do that. So that's what's really cool. But yeah, I do the registry. That is one of my main passions. I didn't even talk about my postpartum line, but postpartum is a huge passion of mine. Giving them good products for that tender time. Freedom Mom, I carry all of their lines. So, yeah.
Do you carry OU or OSU baby clothes?
Yeah, I did for the fall. I'm kind of trying to get it out for next fall. The hard thing with collegiate is licensing, and so finding vendors that are licensed to do that. I didn't know that. I mean, that's just a learning thing I've had to learn, but it's hard. So that's one thing next fall, hopefully I have a lot more, but I did have some this fall. I have these cute little gamesy pacifiers. So I have Boomer Sooner and then Pistol Pete, little pacifier stuffies that are really cool that have a pacifier holder that is interchangeable to any passy. So it's really cool. They can put it on their backpacks. They can put it on a stroller. I mean, it's an interchangeable toy that they can use. But I do have collegiate. Hopefully next fall I'll have a lot more collegiate. Because go Pokes, right? My husband, he wrestled at he's all OU, so he's all about OU. So we're a split household. So this weekend was all my in-laws are Boomer Sooner, so it was really nice. Really nice. And my daughter wore Go Pokes, of course. So yeah. Any other questions? Yeah.
What can our community do to support you?
Tell your friends, even if you don't have babies or grandkids yourself, tell your friends I'm here. I think that's the hardest part right now, is getting my name out there, people knowing that I'm there. And man, you can be there for 5 years and people still won't know that you're there. But trying your hardest, just word of mouth is huge. Even people in Tulsa, tell people in Tulsa, tell your friends. I think also Winfield and Ark City is a huge, I didn't realize, you have a lot of people from Winfield and Ark City come shop in Ponca. I didn't know that, but I did learn that. And so finding a way to market up there is going to, for all of you guys that own businesses, is huge because a lot of those people come to Ponca, and I think that's exciting. But how do we get more people from that area to come shop in Ponca? But yeah, tell your friends. I have all sorts of products, but the biggest thing is word of mouth. That's your biggest supporter in all of this. Social media too, sharing your posts, liking your posts, just little things like that. It goes a long way. It does go a long way. Any others? Questions? Hey!